Hey y'all, it is Casey Hope from Pizzazz Art Studio, and today I am back with another 10-minute video. So I'm going to see, we're in the middle of a watercolor series, and I'm going to see if I can do this in 10 minutes or less, and I'm really challenging you to do it in 10 minutes or less too. I am your guide, but I want you to pick up some watercolor paper, some watercolors, a pencil, and see if you can do this in 10 minutes or less, because here's the thing. Everybody makes excuses for why they can't create art. And usually that big excuse is, I don't have time. But we're trying to debunk that myth to, hey, if we can do this in 10 minutes or less, so can you. All right, so here's the deal. I'm about to get started. I'm about to hit my timer and see if I can do this. And if I can, one of you is going to get a prize. Every single month, we send our Happy Mail to our Lettering Club members. Whoops, there we go. We send Happy Mail to our Lettering Club members, and we're going to random draw one of you to send some Happy Mail surprises to. But here's the deal. You gotta participate. You've got to subscribe to our channel. You gotta like this video, and you have to comment. And then if I make it in 10 minutes or less, one of you are getting some Happy Mail. So all right, let's dive in, get going, see if I can do this. All right, so here we are. This is a pretty sweet little delicate drawing. We're going to do it on watercolor paper. This makes a beautiful something that you could frame with a mat. You could put it on a card or just keep it in your sketchbook for yourself. Anything works. So I am going to show you how to do this in 10 minutes or less. I'm setting my timer so that I can make sure we're rolling, and here we go. Watercolor paper, watercolors, pencil, and a micron pen. We will start with this first little swoosh up and over. Then we're going to just delicately kind of come here and out. Maybe not all the way to the, I shouldn't have gone all the way to the edge there. We're going to come here and kind of, it's not going to come straight off of this. It's going to kind of come, that's like that swoosh, swoosh, okay? So we've got kind of some lines going that are pretty. Now we're going to come out here. We're going to add a little line and a bud of a flower, which is really just squiggles, okay? And then over here, we'll do the same thing. So like a line and a bud with some flowers, little squiggle lines. Can come off here, and we will just put greenery on either side. Greenery. All right, over here we'll start doing greenery about right here. Something that kind of comes down, and a little squiggly again. Something that comes down here that we can do greenery around. This is going to be another little bud with some squiggle lines and greenery. Just curves on each side. All right, now we're going to add in our cute little bird. So right here, we'll start with a circle. Then we'll come back like this, and this will become like a U that comes there and back. Y'all see that? So it's a circle, kind of a big U connected there. Now we're going to go up, almost like a wide V, and connect that tail. Do our little feet, eyes, beak. Now when we trace this with our pencil, we will not draw that. I mean, sorry, not with our pencil, with our pen, we won't draw that right there. All right, and then we just want this simple little sentiment. He has made everything beautiful. He has made is all we're doing here. Okay, he has made. I'm going to turn this at a little bit of an angle, and I'm going to have to kind of write a little bit smaller here. And I may even go on top of some of these. We'll see. We'll see how this works. go. All right, again, just a really sweet sentiment. So now let's grab that micron pen, and I'm going to do my lettering first, just to go ahead and get that out of the way. All I'm doing at this point is tracing. So I know that everything fits, and so I might even add this. I'm really just tracing. And anywhere that it doesn't go on top of the pencil line is not a big deal, because we will come back and erase it. Okay. Now for our greenery, I just like to do just little sketchy lines, nothing super strong or bold or anything. I'm kind of going back and forth, some little sketchy lines, and then squiggle it around, squiggle, 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 and just quick outlines here. Again, we will erase anything that needs to be erased, like all the pencil line that's still showing. So remember, I said we're not going to trace this part with your pen. That kind of helped us get the shape, but it doesn't look good just to plop a circle on top right there. All right, so I think we are good and got it drawn. So now we're going to grab that eraser, anything that is still with that pencil line showing, we'll do a quick eraser on that. Having a bigger eraser like this really helps that to go quick. A lot of times the erasers on the ends of pencils, I don't know, like they're not, it depends on what pencil you got. A lot of times they're so pink that they leave pink marks. All right, I'm off camera, just kind of getting all this little eraser dust gone. And now we are going to start with our smaller watercolor brush, and we are just going to start with our light color of a yellow and lay that in first. And again, you don't have to do anything fancy here. It's just simple, lay the color in. Lay it in, lay it in. We're gonna get a green. Let's see, I'm probably gonna do a mixture of greens. I like this green, but it's a little bit brighter than I want the whole thing to be. So I'm gonna mix it with that army green, and I think that'll be about the right, yeah, I like that. It's kind of a mix between the two. I like both of them separately, but just not for this picture. So you see, I'm not trying to be too perfect, I'm just laying color on. One thing with challenging yourself to do this in 10 minutes or less is you really do have to let go of being perfect. I mean, you hear me say that, but you have to. When you are challenging yourself to do it in 10 minutes or less, you gotta let go of it, okay? You don't got time to come back and correct everything. And so that's why I think not only are these fun for me to show you, it's fun for you to challenge your own self. Set your own timer and see what you can do. One of the things I've heard from some of our members inside of our lettering club is that was the biggest hurdle for them was learning to let go of being perfect. And once they did, they had so much fun, just so much fun to have peace and play and enjoying their self and not so critical of their self. And so this exercise of setting your timer along with me might be just what you need to get out of that kind of perfectionism mindset. Because there's no room for perfectionism. I remember whenever I first started learning to paint, I was really tight with my paintings. I couldn't be loose. And so I had to challenge myself to use a tool that I had never used, which was a palette knife, And that challenge of using a palette knife is what forced me to not be tight. You can't be tight with a palette knife. You can't really control it too good. So I say that to say sometimes little challenges like this, for me it was that palette knife, for you it might be setting your timer. Little challenges like this give you the push that you need to kind of break through some things that have been holding you back. And for you, perfectionism might be one of them. All right, there we go. We still got a minute to spare. Do you see? Less than 10 minutes. I could draw, I could letter, I could paint. Hadn't had fun. So we did it, we did it, we did it. Don't let the excuse of I don't have time keep you from something that can bring you peace and play and joy and a new hobby. And don't forget, we are sending happy mail. Since I made it, we are sending some happy mail to one of you, somebody who has subscribed to our channel, liked this video, and left a comment. So be sure to do that. And if you know somebody that might enjoy this video, be sure to share it with them too. See ya, see ya.